If you remember a while back, I made a video about the legendary beasts and how Scarlet specifically had the potential to, or rather, could have expanded the lore of the Generation 2 Pokemon in general. And that being that about the origin, what these three beasts are actually based on, the Pokemon that in the ancient past, which is this one, it was revealed it is an imaginary Pokemon, but it could have been a real thing. And that how it relates to the origin of the legendary Pokemon. Like, there's still these three of these alive, or where's the descendants of this Pokemon killed, and Ho-Oh allowed them to tap into their Asian potential, but not to the full extent as what this Pokemon could have been, and all what how it could have related to the original series that the legendary beasts used to be just evolutions that were revived as new Pokemon. Um, Vaporeon as Suicune, Jolteon as Raikou, and Flareon as Entei. Similarly, we have the Sword of Justice I didn't talk about, but in the future, maybe the civilization, where is it? Yeah, in the Scarlet Book, in the future there could someone designed a Pokemon that takes all the legendary Sword of Justice Pokemon and makes the ultimate Sword of Justice, so to say, with his leadership powers of Cobalion, with the strong feats of uh, aggressive movement of Terrakion, and the intellect of Virizion. Let's put it this way, it's just made up. And now we got this DLC upcoming for Scarlet and Violet, and some of the leaks back then that came really questionable and utterly stupid. And that's where I thought, if this is true, then they wasted a great opportunity. Look, this, what is, look at this. This is what we could have gotten, right? And this is not really that impressive, but if you get think about it, it's actually a pretty decent idea and a good way to make a legendary. These could have been really good Pokemon to add to the roster of Generation 9 Pokemon. They really complement the original Pokemon really well. Could have also do something with Keldeo here in the design, but they chose not to. But instead we got something completely different, and I'm going to show you what it is. Be prepared for disappointment. Let's start with the injustice for the Sword of Justice, which is Iron Leaf. It's just a future revision. It's the design is not too bad, but why? Why? What made them inclined to make a future Virizion specifically? It's a psychic type, I guess, being the most intellect and smartest member of the legendary trio. It kinda makes sense, but it's just too really random because Virizion is like the most random member you can pick as your considering what was picked for the legendary beast. Like, why not pick the leader Cobalion? Why not pick the powerful but stubborn um, Terrakion? Why not pick Keldeo? Why not make a why not make this why Virizion? What makes Virizion so special? And I guess If you go for the intellect aspect, fine, I guess. Like, why does it have so much attack? Virizion is known for. It's supposed to be a psychic type, and Virizion's selling point is its intellect, lore-wise, but they make it a fast physical attacker, which is really random. Like, I don't know what Game Freak is really thinking. Yes, the Sword of Justice are known for the impressive 1 8 speed. It's even slower than the real Virizion. It has the HP of the original. It has less special defense, but it has a big physical attack. Like the Sword of Justice have Justified, which is the ability that boosts the attack. Maybe that's why they boost only its attack. But the attack stats of both Virizion were 90. So obviously the Paradox Pokemon lean, not necessary to what the original was excelling at, but I don't really understand that why I can imagine why they pick Vision, and I explained it, but it's just why? Why couldn't we have the other one? And now to the real disappointment. So okay, of this, well, we are not getting an ancestor for these three. Okay, which of these three would you pick? Probably Suicune, right? Because Suicune got a lot of special treatment. Entei is probably really popular because of the third Pokemon movie. Raikou pretty strong. For the first you may encounter in the wild. A really annoying, really powerful electric type. Probably the hardest to catch because in Generation 2, because it knows quick attack, it adds to the priority of escaping, so it's really hard to explain because when these legendary beasts were running away, a quick attack uh, adds priority sometimes, so they select their move and run away. So if they are trapped, they are going to attack that turn, and if Raikou were to run away, picking quick attack, it will always have +1 priority for running away. So it's the most suited target for Master Ball of these three. And Suicune got its own game. So generally Suicune gets a special treatment. So obviously Suicune is going to get the Paradox form, right? Well, that's not wrong, as you can see. Walking Wake. What does it mean? Walking Wake. They turned Suicune into a raptor. Suicune, this legendary dog feline thing. This elegant Pokemon. This Pokemon known for being probably the most elegant and smart looking Pokemon used to be, according to Game Freak, this thing. Disgusting. Like, if Suicune didn't exist, like, we didn't know Suicune, we didn't know all the lore behind it, the importance and the elegance it shows. And we got this before. Yeah. It would be a fine design, it's not terrible, but once you see this, you are kind of attached to it and you use it, you know the lore behind it, and then you see what the fuck is this? Like you have the dog, and dog used to be a raptor. It's a dragon type. It's a water dragon type. Why did they do that to Suicune? Why? Look, its mouth looks like a bird's peck. It's it's just wrong. why is Game Freak doing this? Obviously, I shouldn't really care because I don't play the new Pokemon games, but let's look at the stats. The stats, like in Virizions case, they don't they don't match Suicune. They don't match Vaporeon either. They feel more like fitting for Raikou, if anything. Let's check the base stats, for example. Like, you can see Suicune is a really defensive Pokemon. People do use it offensively at times with the core mindset, but Walking Quake, that is okay. It's not that out of the ordinary, but don't expect it to be a special attack. You can kind of get it supposed to be fast based on its design. Like Suicune looks elegantly fast, but do I really feel like this is faster than this? Like the body fine, it explains that it's supposed to be